There are men who
You better
don't
not
just
embarrass
control
me
you.
today. Just
They
smile,
erase you.
understood?
And by the time you realize it, you're already trapped. She tried to leave him 3 times. The first time, he was waiting at the door. The second
I
time,
own you. Do you think you can
he
escape from me?
texted her before she reached the elevator. The
I'm
third
always
time,
watching you.
she
No way
realized
out. How do I escape
he had
this
been
marriage?
watching her all
This is
along.
hell.
In America, men like Daniel Carter were untouchable. A polished CEO, a philanthropist, a husband the media adored. "Family is my foundation," he said on live television. And beside him, Evelyn smiled. Perfect, silent, trained. It didn't start with violence. It started with observation. You laugh too much around other men. You talk too freely. You don't represent me well. At first, it felt like correction. Then it became control. Friends stopped calling. Family visits became inconvenient. Her phone? Too distracting. Her world slowly shrank until it was just him. It wasn't rage. That's what made it worse. It was calm, controlled, deliberate. "You need to learn," he said after, and she did. She learned silence. The first slap wasn't the worst part. It was what came after. Evelyn stood frozen, her cheek burning, her ears ringing. Daniel didn't look angry. He looked calm, controlled, like a man correcting a mistake. "Look at me," he said. Slowly, she raised her eyes. "You made me do that." Her lips trembled. "I'm sorry." "Exactly," he replied. Then he walked away, leaving her standing there, realizing something terrifying. He didn't lose control. He chose it. Years later, Evelyn noticed it. A small red light in the living room, another in the hallway, then one in the bedroom. "Security," Daniel said, "for protection." But the cameras didn't face the doors. They faced her. She tried once, packed a small bag, waited until he left. The door barely opened. Going somewhere? He was standing behind her. He had never left. "I just wanted to test something," he said calmly. That night, he didn't hit her. He just watched her cry. And that broke her more after he caught her trying to leave. Something changed. That night, the apartment was too quiet. Evelyn sat on the edge of the bed, her hands shaking. Daniel stood by the window, watching her reflection in the glass. "You really thought you could leave me?" he asked softly. She didn't answer. He turned, walked toward her slowly. "I give you everything," he continued. "And you repay me with betrayal?" "I wasn't." The first hit knocked the words out of her. Then another, and another. Not wild, not chaotic, controlled, repeated, intentional. She fell to the floor, curled into herself, trying to protect what she could. "Stand up," he ordered. She couldn't, so he grabbed her arm and forced her up. "Look at you," he said. "Pathetic." Daniel wasn't just controlling, he was strategic. Her bank account, monitored her phone, mirrored her emails, forwarded to him, "You don't need privacy in a marriage," he'd say. And slowly, she started believing she had no way out. The next morning, Evelyn stood in front of the mirror. Her face was swollen, a dark bruise forming along her cheek, another along her ribs. She touched it gently and flinched. Behind her, Daniel's voice. Wear something appropriate. Like nothing had happened. That was the day something changed. Evelyn picked up her phone, opened the camera. Her hands trembled. She lifted her shirt slightly. Bruises. Dark. Deep. Undeniable. Click. Another photo. Click. Her face. Click. For the first time, she wasn't hiding it. She was saving it. Marcus Reed didn't believe in coincidences. Retired NYPD. He saw patterns, bruises that appeared and disappeared. The way Evelyn checked the hallway before speaking. One day, he dropped a note near her door. "If you need help, knock twice on my wall." She never responded because she was afraid the walls were listening. Months later, she tried again. No bag. Just a quiet walk to the elevator. Almost free. Then her phone buzzed. A message from Daniel. "Go back upstairs." She looked up. A camera. Watching. Always watching. He didn't explode. "I'm disappointed," he said softly. Then he took something from her. Hope. Days of silence. Cold stares. No acknowledgement. That silence was worse than pain. The physical pain healed, but Daniel understood something deeper. Fear stays. He would stand close, whisper, "I could destroy you whenever I want," or grab her wrist, just enough to remind her. Control didn't always need violence. Sometimes it needed memory. Years passed. Evelyn stopped trying, stopped dreaming of escape, because every attempt made things worse. She became quiet, predictable, controlled, but deep inside, something was still alive. She stopped running, started observing his schedule, his habits, his blind spots. For the first time, she was planning. One night, power outage. The cameras went dark. No red lights, no watching eyes. She knocked twice. Marcus opened, and there she was, terrified, real. "I can't leave," she whispered. "He sees everything." Marcus nodded. "Then we get ahead of him." Months passed. A hidden phone, memorized routes, studied blind spots, collected evidence. Every move felt like life or death. Daniel stared at her. "You've changed." Her heart stopped. "You're thinking again," he said. "I don't like that. More cameras, more control. No more blind spots." But he made one mistake. He trusted the system too much. The night before everything changed, he hit her again. "You've been quiet." Silence. The hit came. But this time, she didn't react. She just looked at him, and for the first time, he hesitated because fear was gone. A storm, a glitch, cameras froze, minutes only. She walked out, not running, not afraid. Her phone buzzed. Daniel. Evelyn. She kept walking. For the first time, she ignored him. By morning, lawyers were involved, evidence submitted, recordings exposed, years of control finally documented. Daniel didn't lose control publicly, but privately, he was unraveling because the one thing he thought he owned walked away without asking. A small apartment, no cameras, No footsteps to fear. No voice waiting to correct her breathing. Just quiet. Evelyn sat by the window, not smiling, not crying, just breathing. Slow, careful, like someone learning how to exist again. Because after years of survival, freedom didn't feel like happiness. It didn't feel like victory. It felt like something unfamiliar, something fragile, something new. Peace. Leaving wasn't one moment for her. It wasn't courage. It wasn't strength. It was hundreds of silent battles, fought behind closed doors, in rooms no one ever saw, against a man the world admired. And the truth is, not everyone escapes. Not everyone gets this ending. But she did, and this time, no one was watching. She didn't win because she was strong. She didn't escape because she was brave. She survived because one day she realized something terrifying. If she didn't leave, she might not survive him. And the truth is, not every woman gets that chance. Some stories don't end with freedom. Some end in silence.